Now for the moment of truth, the matchup between Shirley Muldowney and Connie Kalita. Until a few seasons ago, racing partners and romantically attached. Then a bitter breakup. We talked to Connie.
Connie, everybody's talking about the finals. You know, they say old girlfriends are trouble, and if anybody knows Shirley's weak spots, you do. How do you rate her as a competitor?
She's excellent. She's excellent. She's a good driver, and Ronnie, her mechanic, you know, I spent a couple years with him, too. When we worked on Shirley's car, and he's excellent, too. That's a good piece of equipment over there to race against.
You going to beat her?
We'll try.
You ready for him, are you, Shirley?
Sure, Chris. Not afraid of him one bit.
You asked for him earlier, and you got him now. What are you going to do with him?
Put him away.
Shirley has made it in a man's game. She's not considered a woman now. She's another competitor. Watch the luck. Stage. And off they go, and Kalita gets the jump, but he swivels sideways. And it's Shirley! Shirley Muldowney wins it! Her first victory in over 2 years. She takes it at 5.940. Look at the glee, 247.25 miles an hour.
And a couple of old friends here at the end of the run. Shirley Muldowney, the winner, and Connie Kalita, who gave her a great race. An emotional scene here. Turn around, Shirley, so we get a look at you here. You guys put on a great show. It was an important one for you, huh?
That was important for both of us.
I'm
really
sure
was.
it was. Yes.
I had a good teacher, Chris.
Really?
Yeah.
But you don't look happy, Shirley.
She is.
I'm happy.
Are you?
I'm happy.
Well, it's been a tender thing. You're friends for a long time. Her former crew chief and great pal, and Shirley Muldowney winning it.
Top fuel time, Marvin Graham, transplanted to Oklahoma, now living in California in the near lane. Jeb Allen, brought up in Idaho in the far lane. Both these men work on their cars. Allen, however, says he's got some secrets in his engine that, when perfected, will give him 500 more horsepower than anyone else. If that's the case, Allen will have more than 3,000 horsepower under his right foot. They're on the line, waiting for the lights. Watch the lights. Straight line start, Graham at the moment at the start, but Allen, with more horsepower, pulls ahead, and clouds of smoke envelop both cars as they cross the finish line. And Jeb Allen, the red-bearded one from Idaho, comes home a winner in 5.923 seconds. A top-end speed, 229 miles an hour. Graham, 6.013. He was faster, and when you're hot, you're hot. Graham's terminal speed was 236 miles an hour. The alert safety crews get that flyer out in a hurry. And Allen's crew hurries down. They are happy. Hey, Jeb, how'd you beat Marvin?
Flat out run him, I think.
I mean, at the start, you pass him on the street.
We left, and I never seen him until I shut the car down.
I noticed you opened your parachute quite early.
That's because the car, there was so much oil going on the car, I was out of control down there that was going like this, and sometimes your life's a little more, means more to me than winning any drag race, you know.
Heart pounding?
Darn right it is.
How you going to celebrate?
I'll probably just collapse here in a minute, but we're going to just, here comes my wife and everybody else, and my dad and mom drove in today for a surprise to me. I didn't even know they was going to be here from up north, so it really worked out to be good.
Okay, here's the man.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Marvin.
Yeah, it was close. We were there.
And it's a tight-knit family, the Allens. Wife Cindy is expecting. She's particularly happy. And here's the Bushy brother.
Congratulations.
It's main event time. The top fuel final, and Shirley Muldowney in the starring role. Dick LaHaye, in a sense, in a supporting role. Shirley, twice a world champion. Dick LaHaye, only one victory in 20 years of competition.
Well, Chris, Shirley is also an expert shot with a pistol. She's in her early 40s, and, in spite of her age, she is known for her fast reflexes, her fast starts off of the line.
Oh, there's her son, John. Oh, the engine stopped. The car stalled. Oh, unbelievable. Oh, this puts her out of the race, Sam. The rules say that once an engine stalls after the burnout, it may not be restarted. Its rule is hardly ever implemented. It's a tough break for Shirley Muldowney, and here comes Dick LaHaye. And for him to win the top fuel final honors, all he has to do is loaf down the strip.
what an incredible development for her. As you said, Chris, this is something that almost never happens. We haven't seen it at any time during this meet.
I don't know whether all those people pushing a car are aware that they're not allowed to restart it. Now Dick LaHaye is ready to go. He's waiting for the light to send him on his way, and he can just, in a sense, cruise down the strip.
That's all he has to do, drive very slowly. That's John Muldowney there, Shirley's son. He waves to Dick LaHaye, obviously a dejected young man. Here's LaHaye. As you said, Chris, all he has to do is drive slowly down there, but he chooses to make quite a charge and almost has some trouble there. He gets it straightened out, gets through the light, but it wasn't an exceptionally fast run. It was 6.119 seconds, which isn't exceptional, on top speed at the end of 231 miles an hour. Well, I've raced for a lot of years, and I can tell you this. When you race and lose, that's bad. But when you don't even get to race, that's the worst thing that can happen to you. My feeling really goes out to Shirley there. Of course, by contrast, the weekend for Dick LaHaye has been exceptional. The 40-year-old Michiganer, his crew now going down to see him at the end of the line, has won himself $16,000. Here's Chris with Shirley.
Well, Shirley, the favorite to win, and you never got off the line. Mechanical trouble, I know, but what kind?
It just lost fire, and that sometimes happens with new cars. It could be something in the fuel tank, but Dick LaHaye was having the same problem all weekend long, and they had to go out there and kind of prime it with gasoline, and John was there with the gas. I don't know what happened yet.
In layman's language, the engine stalled, right?
It did. It stalled.
You don't look too disappointed.
I'm very disappointed, but I'm happy for Dick because he's my hero. And it was a great race. And
in her career, Shirley Muldowney has won 15 NHRA national events, more than any other top fuel racer with the exception of Don Big Daddy Garlitz, who's now the Bjorn Borg of drag racing, mostly exhibitions. Jody Smart, on the other hand, has never won a national event, so this is the biggest moment of his racing career.
You know, Jim, most drivers who become great champions either do so because of their love of winning or their fear of losing. And Shirley Muldowney combines both traits, and it makes her very tough.
She was the runner-up at last year's Winternationals, losing to Dick LaHaye when her engine died at the starting line. There's the green. Shirley Muldowney has the early edge. Smart is fishtailing, and this is going to be an easy win for Shirley Muldowney. The crowd heartily approves as Muldowney now has her 16th NHRA national event victory, and her pit crew races down to the far end to celebrate with her.
Shirley Muldowney has been a model of consistency, partly because of these great starts that she makes. She was in the final 7 out of 10 times last year and won 4 major races. Here she's on her way to another one in a style that is so typical of her, Jim. The perfect start, making her competition come to her, and you notice Jody Smart getting out of shape as he gives it too much throttle. Shirley completely in control and headed toward another major Winternationals victory.
There is a movie about her life being made right now, and with each victory like this one, the legend grows just a little bit larger.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Sam.
Certainly, it's not astonishing to find you here. You are the defending world champion, and now you've started the season brilliantly by winning the Winternationals. That must be very satisfying.
It is. It's wonderful. It's a hard one to win, you know, and we were sweating the final a little bit. I mean, the ETs were so close. Just don't know, you know. I didn't know if it was going to be Jody's first one. I was hoping it wasn't.
When you saw him smoke the tires, though, so you knew almost in the first milliseconds that you probably had it.
He was there on the initial leave. I went, uh-oh, and then all of a sudden he was gone, and I knew either he broke something or he lit the tires.
The Top Fuel Eliminator. This is what all 37,000 fans have been waiting for today. This exciting race. Gary Ormsby. We'll see what he had to say about how he prepared his car for this race.
Well, the car's been prepared real well for me, and that's helped me a lot. I think that the years of experience I have helped a little bit too, but this car is prepared excellent, and that's the biggest reason this car is performing today.
He can say that again because he's been running consistent all day long. That's how he got to the final, and he'll be going against Joey Amato, the #2 driver last year. He's been very consistent. He's proud to be a Top Fuel driver now.
We kind of feel like we're the rookies on the block. This is only our
start of our third year as a top fuel dragster driver, and I worked my way up through the ranks. I've been very successful as an alcohol driver. We've won a lot of national events like this, but you don't really get the credit until you get into top fuel or funny car.
Joey Amato appearing in his 5th final round against Gary Ormsby. He last won his NHRA race by defeating Joey Amato. They're off. And it's awfully close. I really can't tell who's going to win this race. It looks like Ormsby has won, and I think he has. 5.66 seconds against 5.67 seconds for Joey Amato. Oh, what a close race. As we take a look back, it cannot be very much closer. 5.66 to 5.67 as the crew celebrates that big $20,000 first prize. A big handshake. And some well-deserved champagne. It's a party tonight.
And a brand new one, as we said earlier. The engine fired up on that automobile. He's ready to go. Nigel Bennett from Lotus. I don't think he's here, but he's got to be interested to see how his first effort in drag racing will turn out in a championship run.
And I don't think you've seen anything yet from the Gary Ormsby car. Lee Beard, the crew chief, tells me that by the second race of the season, the Gator Nationals, it will have a ground effects tunnel.
Look at that flame come out of those headers. You can begin to see the nitro burn as the sun begins to set here in Pomona, California.
Another comment on the Ormsby car. After the Shirley Muldowney crash, chassis builder Al Swindle, who built Shirley's car, built this car for Gary Ormsby in a different construction. It's kind of a monocoque center section that hopefully will protect his legs should he be involved in any kind of an incident. And you know, Brock, it just dawned on me. These two guys faced each other in the Winternationals finals last year.
So an element of revenge may propel Joe Amato down the old racetrack because naturally he lost to Gary Ormsby last year. As his wife, Jerry, traditional role of guiding her husband back into the starting position.
Now, Joe Amato, like Gary Ormsby's car so much, he has ordered one from that chassis builder to take delivery for the Gator Nationals. So they're going to ultimately end up with almost identical cars.
Well, everybody's taking a little bit of extra time to warm those engines up. As you can see, it's gotten plenty chilly here. Unnaturally cold for Southern California this time of the year.
Certainly didn't hurt the crowd, did it, Brock? They had to close the gates 10 minutes after the first round started. Couldn't let any more people in.
Bundled up, they are. Could be ready to go to the ski slopes up on the mountain. Look at that fire. If you get near one of those motors, you'll stay plenty warm. I'll guarantee you that.
Indeed, that is Gary Ormsby's car, and they have got probably close to 100% nitromethane. Ormsby is ready. Amato is ready. It's Ormsby with the early advantage, but here comes Amato. The header flames licking at the wing. It is Joe Amato by an even car length. Tim Richards and crew, they love it. Revenge over Ormsby.
Right you are. Joe Amato turns the tables on Gary Ormsby, a 5.55, a solid 261 miles an hour to win it. Watch this. As you said earlier, Gary Ormsby out just a wink earlier, but here comes Joe Amato. Raw horsepower, a perfect straight drive down this Pomona quarter mile to drive on to victory. It was a textbook run by both men, but it was a question of raw horsepower on the part of Joe Amato that brought him his first Winternationals win.
What a day, says Joe Amato as he climbs out of the beautiful candy apple red top fuel dragster. The reigning world champion looks back at the engine, a little oil, but at this point, who cares?
Well, we're better than last year. Last year we blew 3 motors up here.
Only one this year.
Yeah, boy. That's Tim Richards, and I'd like to thank all the guys that helped me. Boy, they did a dynamite job. My crew, you know, we came out, we blew everything apart. You were over there watching us. We had to go from scratch and build an injector, and you know, it's a credit to the crew, and they just did a dynamite job, you know. And I didn't let them down and get a good light on them. I think I left on them, and it was a close race.
Seldom, when you have to thrash that hard and change engines, does it pay off, as you well know. But it certainly did for you.
Well, it's the old theory. If you have your act organized, you can come back from disaster and win, and that's what a true champion's made out of.
Great start on defending the title. Joe Amato wins the Winternational. Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I see it on TV. Thank you.
As we see the sun setting here at Pomona, and that is Connie Coletta doing his burnout in getting set for the top fuel final. Darrell Gwynn already made his burnout. He too is backing up toward the starting line.
And as we said, his entire crew is a volunteer group, including his fiancée, Shelley Stanton.
Well, Shelley, I guess you know it's love when your fiancé lets you pack his parachute.
Yeah, he doesn't have much time to do it himself.
You young kids have been looking forward to a win at one of these big races a long time. You going to get it today?
Hopefully. I hope. I'm praying for it.
You know, I asked Darrell when you guys were going to set a wedding date. He said, well, when we get a sponsor, and he just kind of laughed. I wonder if winning all this money might help.
I hope. That's what he says. He's been telling me if he gets a sponsor and everything, but I don't think just this race. You need more than that to live on.
Well, maybe at least be able to buy the ring for you, Shelley, if you can beat out Connie Coletta as they get ready for the Top Fuel final here, Steve.
It is Darrell Gwynn, first to pre-stage. We're looking at the exhaust headers on that car. You see the nitro flames as the shadows lengthen here at Pomona. Lengthen, it's almost dark. Connie Coletta here in the near lane. One of the problems right now may be just seeing where you're going.
No headlights on these things. But there you can see the beam, the light of the staging beams. There's the Christmas tree. Green light. Look at that fire out of those headers.
It's going to be no contest. Darrell Gwynn off the mark first. Darrell Gwynn wins it. The crew absolutely ecstatic. That is his 5th consecutive 540 elapsed time. A feat I don't believe has ever been accomplished before. Give yourself a hand, kid.
Beautiful work, and it couldn't be deserved by anybody more than this young man. Worked so hard. A beautiful drag race. A good start by Darrell and by Connie. Absolutely equal reaction times, but from there on it was Gwynn as Connie loses traction and the young man goes on to victory.
Well, you've heard us all say it. Myself, Don Garlitz, anybody that knows anything about drag racing, that a win was going to come soon for this young man, Darrell Gwynn. Congratulations, 546 did it.
Thank you very much, Steve. Them runner-ups, I tell you, they just don't cut it. It's nothing like a win. I'm here to tell you, this is nothing like I've ever experienced. I've won 10 national events in the alcohol car, but the king of the sport, Top Fuel, here we are.
You know, people ask me, how does the Gwynn family do it? They don't have big sponsors, a teenage crew, mom's in there making lunches. How do you do it?
Well, as far as we're concerned, we kind of got things back down today. We didn't figure the car would run as good as it did. We just couldn't afford to hurt a bunch of parts, and thank God here we are in the winner's circle.
Well, they say you can't race as a sportsman anymore, as a hobby. Darrell Gwynn has proven that you can do that successfully without the big corporate sponsors. You've done it. Come on, you've done it.
Thank you very much.
He beat the big boys today, including Connie Coletta. Brock?
Well, you got to the finals and the car ran real good, and you have scared a few folks today. I know that.
Yeah, the hot rod's running real good.
Okay. Congratulations. We're sorry you lost it.
Hey.
Well, a great victory by Darrell Gwynn, getting a hug from his dad, Jerry, himself a former world champion. And Darrell will be the first to tell you, without Dad and Mom, this wouldn't have happened today.
Joe Amato moves into position for the final round at the NHRA Chief Auto Parts Winternationals. Final round, Top Fuel. Don Garlitz on the far lane, Amato on the near lane.
Garlitz has no idea what to expect from Amato. Amato has that new power plant installed. He hopes that it's going to be enough to make up the performance difference. Herb Parks locks down the canopy on the Garlitz Streamliner. Now, Don Garlitz this week in Ball has done no mechanical work other than inspections. They have not broken a single part or piece in many laps down this quarter mile.
Don Garlitz has been the world champion the past 2 years. Joe Amato was the champion in 1984, so two longtime veterans up to face one another. They both know all the tricks. Joe Amato inches up to the line to stage down. Garlitz on the far side, ready for the final run at the Winternationals.
The appearance of Don Garlitz on the line can intimidate some drivers, not Joe Amato. There's nobody hit rather right. And we have a clean start. They're off right together. Garlitz suddenly with a car length lead. He extends it. Amato burns his engine up. Doug Garlitz crews delirious. Low lap time of the event, 5.29 seconds, 270 miles per hour.
Herb Parks and the crew, they say, we did it. Now they come off the line nice and clean, though Garlitz has the whole shot coming out. Still they're even, but if you look at the flames on Joe Amato's car, it shows you that already the engine is beginning to burn down. Let's join Steve Evans as the new champion.
You can hear the horns blowing in the background. The fans saluting Big Daddy Don Garlitz as they leave the Los Angeles County Fairgrounds. And I have a belated birthday present for you. 5:29 in the final round.
Very good. Felt good.
270 miles per hour.
Good.
Before the year is over, will we see a new revolutionary car to go with it?
Yeah, the body's being built right now, and we're going to go back home and build the chassis. It'll be a chassis just like this, but with a full body be covering the rear wheels and the engine. I mean, we don't know that it's going to do it, but, you know, we want to try it.
You always keep trying.
Thank you.
Don Garlitz.
Winter Nationals champion, 5:29.
The Top Fuel Finals, an old rivalry. Dick LaHaye against Joe Amato. It was only here at Pomona last fall that the World Championship was decided in the final day of competition between these two men. LaHaye ended up with the championship. Amato had to settle for number 2. Earlier, Steve Evans talked with each driver, wanted to know why they're so often pitted against each other.
We probably have the two most consistent cars here where we know how to read the track conditions, and the good crews and the drivers are consistent.
You feel like you owe him one after losing the championship?
Definitely.
Dick, I have watched you so many times prepare to race Joe Amato, but I sense a bit of frustration that hasn't been apparent before.
Well, you know, we've got all this new equipment, and it's kind of hard to learn to work with. We've got a new race car, we've got a different type of clutch that we've never run, we've got a bigger cubic inch engine that we've never run, and different rod angles in it, and we're really pulling our hair out because we don't know what adjustment to make the thing step up like we used to with our old combination. This one here, we're just kind of struggling along and saying a lot of prayers.
The principal's thoughts a few moments ago, Don, their thoughts right now.
Gary, this is the most stressful time in all of drag racing. You've got to stay cool, and both of these men are experts at it.
LaHaye, near side. Amato, far side. LaHaye, the defending world champion, away quickly. Traction problems for Amato. LaHaye will have another championship. He has started the 88 NHRA championship season with a victory in the Jeep Auto Parts Winter Nationals.
Joe Amato gets off the mark first, but the tricky traction of Pomona's cold surface takes its toll as the tires go up in smoke and Amato's hopes of victory go down. Dick LaHaye goes on to the victory, turning a fine 5:13 low ET, winning the 28th Winter Nationals.
What a way for Dick LaHaye to cap the day. Low elapsed time, 5:13.
Oh, I thought it would do it, and I was just so afraid to try it, Steve. I mean, I'm almost in tears. I can't even believe this, Holy. I'm serious. It looks like we've got a nice hot rod here and a new car, and our motor combination looks like it's going to work. We just was very, very skeptical about stepping on it.
Again, a great day. Thank you so much for an exciting day.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Top Fuelers now on the line. Both veteran, longtime rivals now in position. Bradley, the giant killer who knocked out Amato and Gwynn, and Ormsby, who's been a master of consistency. Off the line, Ormsby with the advantage. Ormsby stretching it out, and Gary Ormsby, for the second time in his career, is a Winter National winner.
With an unbelievable streak of 5-0 elapsed times. Incredible, Gary.
In every round, he's been under a 5-1. We take another look as they came away from the line. The header flames and the gathering darkness at Pomona, a spectacular sight. And off the line, it was clearly Gary Ormsby's race to win. He won it in 1984. It's been 5 years, but he has duplicated the victory with a 5:06, 278-mile-per-hour run.
Well, Gary, seldom has the sport of NHRA championship drag racing seen as flawless a performance as Gary Ormsby put on for all of us today. Congratulations.
Thank you, Steve. I'd like to thank my crew. They're the one that did it. All I do is just push the pedal. Lee, Brian, and Mike, and Chuck, they really did a nice job for me this weekend. Made me look good, didn't they?
You had no breaks. You just beat every opponent.
Yeah, the car ran good. Again, that's a credit to them and the way this car was prepared this weekend.
What do you do to hang on to a combination like this?
Well, I don't know, but we're sure going to try, I'll tell you.
Again, congratulations. Your second Winter Nationals title.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Gary Ormsby, he's your champion.